In the clip that we saw of you sparring Canelo, it did look like you were
giving him the work.
I told you that.
You had the upper hand.
And that was my worst day, bro.
What would you say was, I wouldn't say easy, but was the flaw or the opening in Canelo, you know, considering you dominated as well as you did?
I think he's just very lazy. I think it's very his
volume.
Not his volume. He's genuinely tired. I think he's genuinely tired of boxing. Not in a bad way too, bro.
Not physically, you mean like actually mentally?
I think both, physically and mentally. He's been boxing since he's 15. You could tell he's had surgery on his legs. He's had numerous surgeries all over his body.
He's older than the age says, though.
Oh, bro, big time.
And he's very consistent too, fighting 4 or 5 times a year, so 3, 4, whatever.
At the highest level with top guys.
And God knows what he does on the side, you know? So like, when you're being that consistent and working that hard, but you're putting shit in your gas tank, it's gonna hurt, bro.
It catches up, especially in this sport.
Same, but imagine sparring a world champion of his caliber, of his legacy, and in the 3rd, 4th round, he's like, I'm tired. Like, what?
Is this Canelo? Or is this his little brother?
Like, I'm tired.
This is twin brother.
I can't right now. I'm like, fuck, bro.
He ain't say that.
I swear to God.
No, he didn't.
Oh, 100%, bro. They just stopped sparring because he's tired.
No.
But yes, bro.
No.
Whatever, bro.
No. I believe you, but I'm just saying, like, no.
Yeah, but that's how it is.
Wow. I'm tired. I was born ready. I'm tired. Canelo Alvarez. Baby. You want baby? He about to get this work. We unpack. Coming to you live, Boxingego unpack. Yeah. We unpack. Coming to you live. Wow, I'm tired. I was born ready. I'm tired. Canelo Alvarez. Baby. You want baby? He about to get this work. Stay tuned. We unpack. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. We unpacked. Now, before I start, and Still Podcast, that clip you've seen at the beginning, the link will be in the description. Make sure you check them out. That was a clip that is now surfacing as Canelo gets ready for his upcoming fight, September 30th, with none other than Charlo. So it's an older clip from 8-9 months ago, but it started to resurface and circulate on the internet because a lot of people surprisingly haven't necessarily seen that and heard that. And that was a sparring partner who sparred Canelo Alvarez. So the fighter that's speaking, his name is Ahmed El Biali. He's out of Egypt. He's an Egyptian fighter. I haven't really seen too many Egyptian fighters. And he kind of spilled the beans on Canelo Alvarez. He's stating that Canelo Alvarez, he sparred him. Now, I remember distinctly when that sparring got leaked. There was a Canelo, I don't know who put it out. I don't know if it was him, because usually what I've seen for high profile fighters such as Canelo, they won't allow any cameras to roll unless it's their own. So I don't know how this clip leaked. It's like Conor McGregor versus Paulie Malignaggi. There were rumors and different thoughts on what happened in sparring, but Paulie Malignaggi didn't have his own cameraman in the gym, so we had to rely on Conor McGregor. I don't know what you're thinking. Who the we had to rely on him leaking out pictures one by one and things like that when they were really beefing ahead of the Floyd Mayweather fight. So I haven't really seen a situation like that where if a fighter looks or it appears like they got out on the star fighter, the clip usually doesn't leak because the headliner, the A-lister, they're usually the only ones permitted to actually have cameras rolling. So I don't know how this came out, but I do remember when the sparring came out. And me personally, I've been in the boxing game for several years. I don't really put too much precedence on sparring. Guys have bad days in the gym. Sometimes they look great in the gym and these types of things. So I usually don't pay too much mind to it. It's fun to watch, something to talk about. But all in all, I don't really care, to be honest, because I've seen guys look poor in the gym and then they're in a training camp for a fight and then it looks spectacular for their actual fight. And that's really all that matters. But I do remember seeing this clip and I do remember it looked like he kind of got the best of Canelo Alvarez. And this is not the only person. There's even some clips of Rashidi Ellis or Ronald Ellis, one of them, and it looked like they were landing on Canelo as well. But this specifically, so Ahmad El Biali, he is the Egyptian fighter. He fought against Jean Pascal. I think I was at that fight. I know I've covered some of his fights live. And he said Canelo will stop him and his team. So presumably Eddie Reynoso will stop the sparring and Canelo will say, I'm tired. And he said he was surprised because Canelo Alvarez, he's an A-lister, but he doesn't know if Canelo has love for the sport in the same way, which is a bad thing if you think about it, ahead of a fight with Jermell Charlo. Jermell Charlo is hungry. He's coming off a hand injury. He's moving up 14 pounds to meet Canelo. So at the end of the day, I feel like Charlo definitely has something to prove. If you look at all of his fights, he always fights like he has something to prove. So could this spell trouble with this clip resurfacing and a lot of people talking about it? Because what I've learned in boxing is you can't do the wrong things or poison your body, make mistake time and time again, and then at some point it doesn't come back to bite you. Doesn't always happen, but as you elevate in competition. Now, one of the biggest gripes that myself and others have had for Canelo's recent career, and I know the Canelo Chupapi Muñeños, they get mad because they don't want to admit the truth, but his whole run on DAZN, majority of those fights, nobody was really asking for, right? And you could try to make it sound noble. Oh, he just wants to be undisputed. He tried to be undisputed in a division that was weak, right, at the time. Now that players like David Benavidez and David Morrell are popping up, now he chooses to fight somebody 14 pounds lower. And I think that's absolutely by design. I think he did that on purpose, knowing that he has a significant weight advantage at the higher weights. So for this clip to resurface, and it just reminded me, Jermell Charlo, he might have a great shot towards Canelo. It's really a shot in the dark where we don't know. It's hard to determine how Charlo will look when he hasn't fought and competed at that particular weight class. But with this clip, it just reminded me because Canelo, he's saying this dude is sparring Canelo and he's bigger than Canelo, and he's saying Canelo was getting tired. So how do you just reverse that necessarily in the training camp? And he didn't actually mention anything specific, but you got to learn sometimes to read between the lines. And he says, I don't know if Canelo is all the way focused, invested on boxing, which I've said for years, especially as Canelo started, he started doing stuff that previously he had never done. Things like wearing silk pajamas at every weigh-in on fight week. I get it. He has the Dolce & Gabbana endorsement deal. That doesn't mean you have to wear silk pajamas literally to every single weigh-in. There's other ways to promote that. You could do a commercial, an ad, all kinds of stuff. You don't have to wear it. So that looked like almost like luxury. And he almost like, to me, I look at it like complacent. No other fighter is doing that. No other fighter is turning up in their PJs and their jammies and chonies and all this type of stuff before their fights. So it looked like almost like Canelo had rose and got to a certain level of success and fame where, he was making so much money and things like that. Maybe he's a little bit complacent. And then the other thing that I kept mentioning, people said, oh, Ego, you just keep hating. But then now you're seeing Floyd Mayweather and other people suggest the same thing. De La Hoya suggests the same thing about Canelo golfing. Like, hey, I don't know if that's a good thing. He just keeps golfing. Boxing is a brutal and grueling sport. You got to really be tapped in. You truly do. So I don't know. This fight might be better than people expect with this testimony from Canelo's sparring partner. He's saying Canelo kept telling him to stop. So Canelo, in essence, has been exposed. It's kind of been exposed. What do you mean stop? Who says stop in sparring unless they were extremely tired? He said he was getting tired. He's had surgeries all over his body and things like that. That's not a good sign. And then now when you have fans who are saying that Canelo has looked more washed in recent fights, everything's really starting to click and everything's starting to almost add up, if you will. And it could spell trouble for Canelo, just given the fact that he's in there with somebody who's tall, has the frame, and is coming to fight. The other thing that he said, El Bialy said, that really stuck out with me is he said, I think Canelo's tired of boxing, injuries everywhere, knee surgeries, all these types of things that most people already knew. But he says, and God knows what he's doing on the side. Because if you put stuff or ish into your body, then that makes it worse to be like a high performance athlete. So I don't know what he meant by it, but to me, it made me feel as if there was more to why he said that, because it didn't really make sense for him to just randomly say that unless perhaps there's something he's heard of or something he's seen firsthand, like Canelo drinking. And these are all topics that I've explored on my channel. So September 30th could be a much tougher and better fight than people are anticipating, given these facts. Why is a sparring partner saying that Canelo is getting tired and putting stuff into his body and is tired of boxing? People are saying he looks washed. De La Hoya is saying that anybody with a Bivol style would beat him. You have guys like Bernard Hopkins said that Jermell Charlo has an 85% chance to beat Canelo Alvarez. So maybe Canelo is more far gone than people initially thought. Let me know what you guys think. Was Canelo exposed with this interview? Link is in the description, so you check it out. I'll be back to deliver the news. I'm the best in the business. You guys see the quality, you hear the audio, you see the improvements I'm making on the channel. So subscribe. It's free. Let me know, was Canelo Alvarez exposed in this podcast interview? Do you give Jermell Charlo a chance? The last thing I'll say is the benefit of Charlo being the underdog, which he is there's very low expectations for Jermell Charlo. So I look at that as an advantage because he's supposed to lose. He's the guy moving up in all this weight. Canelo's the bigger guy and supposed to be stronger and stuff like that. And realistically, after hearing this podcast interview, you might have to even reassess Terrence Crawford moving up to fight against Canelo Alvarez. Crawford might beat his ass. Bro, if a lot of people, including myself, are like, hey, I don't know, Canelo might be too big. But if you think about it, if you have a sparring partner who is saying that Canelo's stopping his sparring and getting tired, and he was he was getting touched up in the sparring, Terrence Crawford, he don't really get tired. He's in crazy peak shape. You know what I mean? He's not going to try to get hit with anything silly. So I don't know. Crawford might end up beating Canelo based on where they're at in their careers and things like that. I don't know. It's making me re-examine some things. So let me know what you guys think. I'll leave you guys with that. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Again, I'm the best in the business, and it's not even close. You dig? And I'm out. Introducing Super Thanks. Right here on the official Boxingego YouTube. Super Thanks allows you, the viewers, to show a little bit of extra gratitude, which enables me as a full-time content creator to push out the content you need in the world of boxing. Underneath all the videos, you will see a heart with the $sign in it. You can enter any amount that you find suitable as a Super Thanks. A brand new, interactive, and colorful way to get your comments highlighted and noticed by not only myself, but other people on the YouTube platform. Super Thanks, a unique and cool way to show and applaud us full-time content creators. Hopefully you guys enjoy the content. Super thanks. The future is now. The Hibernation 5s by Kenichi Bear. Hybrid gaming and lifestyle headphones. Out of the box, you can connect to any console or PC. Bluetooth ready with a low latency USB adapter, color RGB, and extreme bass mode. The Hibernation 5s adjust to you. Whether you need a gaming, travel, gym, or lifestyle headphones, the Hibernations got you covered. The new Hibernation 5s, link in the description. Customize the way you hear the world. Welcome to the nation. Are you tired of your YouTube videos not getting any views? Well, consider TubeBuddy. I've used TubeBuddy for years to scale up my YouTube channel. Now we're sitting over 200,000 subscribers. TubeBuddy is a browser extension that offers a ton of built-in productivity and time-saving services to take your channel to the next level. Use my link in the description to get started with TubeBuddy and level up your channel faster. We working.